Hi, I'm Cindy Costales, Senior Librarian at the Monterey Park Bruggemeyer Library. I'm here today with our July Artist of the Month, Mei Jen Tsung. Mei is just a very talented artist, and we're very proud to have her here this month. We're in the International Room where we have several of her drawings, and we're going to start with that. The name of Mei's exhibition is called Transitions. And so, Mei, can you tell us a little bit about why you chose that title?
Well, it's mainly about me moving to Boston from East LA College and, transitioning to a new place and getting away from the community here. Something that's completely close-knit and we're always supporting each other to something foreign and new. So being in that setting, that transition, it's harder, but, we're trying to adapt and then not necessarily conform, but just being able to survive out there. So, the difference, it's, just adapting to new things. So, yeah.
And it's quite a journey because Mei went to high school at Mark Keppel High School, and she started out learning about art there. I'm sure that you were always drawing, though, as a child, because usually somebody that has talent, it comes out right away. And continued to study at, where's some of the other places that you studied at?
I got my talents from my parents, kudos to them. I studied at Mark Keppel, as you mentioned earlier, and in Fashion Institute of Design. I was studying fashion design over there, but then I eventually went to architecture at Pasadena City College, and I took a few years off before going back to school at East LA College and transferred to Art Institute of Boston from there.
That's great. So with your exhibit called Transitions, it's interesting that we're starting out with something that is something very familiar to you. I know that you told me that you like dogs, and you have a sketch up here with a friend and his dog.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love dogs. I used to have one of my own, and this was one of those snapshots that I took while we were on the trip together, and I just love the interaction my friend Stanley has with his dog Brody. And, I love the way they interact, the way they look at each other, and the way he listens to Stanley sometimes. It's just incredible the way, how obedient he is. And their relationship, it's just unbreakable in so many different ways. So,
well, I think you captured a very unique bond in this picture. Now, Mei has been studying art, and she's evolved into working with printmaking. And so, Mei, we're going to start off with some of these first prints right here. And as we're talking about your art, can you tell us about the different printmaking styles that you used?
Yeah, of course. So at Art Institute of Boston, they're known for their printmaking, and students come out really great printmakers over there. So over there, this is something new. It's untitled, and it was an experimental plate. And it's intaglio, and I etched on copper plates. So it's very similar to drawing, except you're using this needle, and then you're scoring the copper plate to make this image. And I love drawing ever since I was young, so going to that was really easy. The printing process was a little more difficult, but it's a learning process, and I love learning new mediums. And so it was great being able to go to a school that has something different to offer.
Now, the next two pieces also have a very unique style, and they have a little more detail.
Yes, so I dabbled in relief printmaking with linoleum at ELAC, East LA College. And so some of these were images that I doodle in my sketchbook multiple times, and just seeing them in different forms just makes it more interesting. They're bolder, the lines are much thicker, and they have almost a different type of expression on them. So both of these you carve into this rubber plastic material, and you carve out the things that you don't want printed, and you end up printing these images that are just, sometimes they could be really dark or very delicate. It just really depends on what kind of image, I'm trying to create.
Now the next piece has color, and I really like this piece, and I've had many people in the library also say how much they have enjoyed looking at this.
This is also a snapshot. I like using images, photographs I've taken as references, and this is of my sister. Her name's Carol, and this is one of our road trips. We were going up to Boston, and we took a stop to eat, and she thought her food wasn't going to come. And it was just really fun getting her expression in this image. And this is a wood block print, and we actually call it a suicide print sometimes, because whatever you carve out that first time, you will never be able to print that again. And this is of 5 different layers. I actually experimented a lot with colors because I had some experiences with printing or relief printing already. My professor allowed me to just kind of go off and then just do whatever I wanted to with this, and I just did multiples, probably 60 plus prints to get 4 good ones.
Wow, it's just amazing. I think you did a great job with this. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
The next one is equally amazing too in terms of what you've described with the process that you go through, because it looks like a drawing, but it's a print, and I know that you had to etch all this into the process, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, so this is also intaglio, and we use the soft ground for this. So there's this material that you put on the copper plate, and then you put a piece of paper over it, and then you draw it, and you get this image in return. And just depending on how hard you press onto the ground, that's how dark it would become. So this is an image. These are actually from photographs that I've taken while I was on a trip to Cambodia. And I was in the market with my friend's mom. And it's just so interesting because I loved markets in Asian countries. They display everything out there, and it's like a flea market. So just having her browse through and then, seeing raw chicken just hang there, I just love the feeling of Asian markets. Yeah.
That's great. You did a great job with that. The next one, it looks familiar, like the first piece, only there's a lot of color. And I really like the background with this. What can you tell us about it?
This is also relief printing. It's on a wood block, and it has 4 different layers. Also, the same teacher, she allowed me to experiment more, and then she wanted me to just play with colors again. And originally she thought I was just insane trying to get all the details, all the smaller lines within the tree. She didn't believe that I was going to do it. But I eventually did it, and then she just wanted me to be bolder with the colors in the background. And she was just very warm and loving, and really supportive, whatever idea I had. So, the colors kind of represent her and how I felt about the class.
I hope you'll come out to see this talented artist's work, Mei Jen Tsung, and her exhibition called Transitions. Her artwork will be on display through the month of July here at the Monterey Park Bruggemeyer Library. Thank you, Mei.